Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. It's great to see a full room here because, in fact, it was pretty much half full with the leaders this morning, so fantastic. Can everybody hear me at the back okay? Okay, so what is My Advertising Pays and why is it here? How many people have never been to this London event before? Put your hands up. Quite a few people, that's great. Yeah, new people, that's good. And we need to get these rooms and events filled. But why is My Advertising? What happened? How did My Advertising Pays come about? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story how it all started. My wife and I have been in business about 28 years. We've had a number of different businesses over the years. Some have been great successes and some have been failures. If anybody in business tells you they're always successful, they're telling you lies, because it's a fact that sometimes things don't work out. In 2012, we had a double glazing company in Manchester, and we were selling windows, doors and conservatories, and up until then we'd been doing very well. But the marketplace was failing for that particular industry at the time. And we were spending about £500,000 a year advertising online, which is why we started to look at alternatives as a business. Why is it that I'm spending that much money? And if I'm spending that much money on the internet, somebody's making a lot of money. And we started a little apprenticeship, Lynn and I. And we began to discover who was about on the marketplace. And we met many people. Simon was one of those people, some great leaders. But the most important one that we met was a guy called Michael Deese. Michael Deese was an internet blogger at that time. He'd been in the industry around about 10 years. And his approach to the market was simply blogging. He was advising people on the internet what to avoid, what to get involved with, and the whys and wherefores about that. Lynn and I were looking for people like that to take his advice, and indeed we became very confident in him over a period of time because his advice was good. He recommended some businesses that we actually joined and got involved with, and they did exactly what he said they would do. But rather than bore you with all the detail, through a 12-month period as we were following Michael, what we began to realise is not only does he know what he's doing, but he's a man of integrity. And what tended to happen with the industry in 2013, late 2012, early 2013, it seemed to explode. Many people started to come online with very different direct marketing ideas, and the industry grew in an incredible way. There were hundreds of new ones coming on every single day. But as a result of that, many leaders became very confused because their teams were jumping into all sorts of different programs, and every one of them had a golden opportunity at the end of the rainbow. As a result of that, we started to see many of these internet businesses start to fail very, very quickly in early 2013. Mike Deese wrote to Lynn and he said, I'm not impressed with this, I can't continue in this industry, I'm done, I'm finished. We were a bit disappointed obviously because we'd been listening to Mike and his advice. And when Lynn asked him why, he said, well, I don't mind trying new things, there's lots of new opportunities, and I have my acid test for these things. He was very experienced at looking at these different business opportunities. And he would try them, and if it didn't work, that's fine, he would put that one to bed and try something different. And what he said to us was, I don't want to advertise an industry, a business, that people get involved with, but they last 50 or £100 into the opportunity, and then 2 or 3 months later it's gone. He said, I can't have that on my conscience, so therefore I'm not going to do it anymore. We were really impressed, obviously, with that, because he's obviously a man of integrity. This is before we knew him. This is before the birth of My Advertising Pays. And we began to build an incredible confidence in this guy from the other side of the world, over in Mississippi. So Lynn said to me, well, what are you going to do? He said, the only business that I will continue with, and the only one that I will trust, is one that I've built myself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go missing for 3 months. He said, I've got some ideas, I'm going to put this thing together. And off he went. Lynn and I at the time were employing about 50 odd people at the time, and we employed IT people, and we were looking at ideas yourself. Let's have a look at our own opportunity on the internet. And we indeed started some brainstorming meetings and expected that we'd probably never see Mike Deese ever again. But sure enough, in June 2013, Mike Deese came on. June 2013, Mike did contact Lynn again. We used to follow his blogs online as we were travelling to and from the office. He sent Lynn an email, a call to action. Lynn responded to that and she said, we'll organise a meeting with you as we get up from the office this evening. So we did. We had a Skype meeting with my Deese. It was the first time we'd ever used Skype, and had a video call with him that should have probably lasted normally half an hour to an hour. But 3.5, 4 hours later, I was struggling to get a word because she was taking the limelight of the bike. And we began to realise this guy knows what he's doing. And that's exactly the reason My Advertising Pays was born. From that day, the concept was introduced to Lynn and myself. And we agreed to join Mike Deese on his journey. We'd began to get to know quite a number of people in the industry and introduced a handful of quality leaders. Obviously Simon was one of those through Mark Gobrel. And the thing took off at an incredible pace from December 2013, as we now all know, was the birth of My Advertising Pays. By the end of January or early February 2014, it was growing at such a pace, Mike began to realise that he couldn't just run this on his own any longer, and he encouraged Lynn and I, as we originally agreed, that we would help him manage My Advertising Pays. And so we were invited to go spend some time with Mike. We went out there in March 2014, and we all basically stood there and looked each other in the eye. We were looking to see if he was the real deal, prod him and poke him and make sure there's no cracks, and he was looking at Lynn and myself. And what I can tell you, when you'll eventually all meet the guy, he's everything he appears to be. He's an incredible individual. He's a very down-to-earth, basic man. There's no airs and graces with Mike Deese, as Simon now knows. Richard's been out to meet him and a number of other leaders. He is what he is, and he cares about the individual that simply wants to increase or improve their standard of living. And he's very passionate about maintaining that. So, obviously with version 1, he did extremely well, but it was so successful that it started to get tired, as we all know. There were lots of problems with it falling over. It was a major issue. And what we had to decide to do in last year was, do we continue to patch it and keep rebuilding it, or do we start afresh? During the course of the year, we decided that we had to rebuild the thing from scratch, from ground up. And the things that we wanted to introduce, version 1 was so overwhelmed by the number of people, you guys, in your success on that we had to build version 2. And as we know, version 2 is now running. It's now starting to settle down and doing extremely well. But the beauty of it is, it now allows us to do exactly what we want, which means introducing more new products on the site. At this moment, we've got 3 types of income that we can all generate. Obviously your profit share, you've obviously got your commissions, and then obviously you can sell products on the site and earn it that way. But My Advertising Pays is about to launch 4 new products as we speak. One of the most important ones we're going to talk about today is the app. The app is it's an incredible, everybody knows what an app is, but this particular app, what it's going to be doing is every time you get a profit share or a commission, it will go ka-ching in your pocket. Yeah, quite nice though, wouldn't it? When your buddy in the pub or in the restaurant gets a bit annoyed about it, what's he going to say? What's that going on in your pocket?
What did Hannah say the other day?
What does
Grandma, why does your phone keep going off like that? Because I'm making money, darling.
So, sorry Fred, well we're having a beer here, right? You're losing money and I'm actually making money, that's what it is. Yeah, it will be released very, very soon. It's in final testing, ladies and gentlemen. We've also got the publisher site, as we touched on earlier with Tony and Darren. The publisher site is going to be an incredible platform where it will allow all the businesses that you know, or anybody else out there, can advertise their website can be published within the My Advertising Pays site. And vice versa, there'll be an exchange where we can start to expand out into other people's websites, so we'll do a share of traffic in that respect. And that doesn't sound too exciting right now, but believe you me, when you realise there's people looking for My Advertising Pays, very, very soon they're not going to need convincing to join this business, yeah? Within the next few months, we're going to have the 3rd anniversary, which I'll tell you about in a second. And the excitement is growing. It's reaching a point where people will come knocking on your door. Yeah, but these tools are there to help you, yeah? Now, beyond that, the company makes money by advertising, believe it or not. We've got the banners on there, we've got your membership fees and all the other things that contribute towards the profits of the company, which is what goes in to the profit share. But we've now reached the point where we're getting over 120 million visits every month. And the point of this is, the benefit of this is people are now getting very excited about My Advertising Pays. Why is that? Because that's what any business wants. They want eyeballs to look at their advert, yeah? And now we've reached that level, we're now in a position where we can start introducing corporate advertising straight on the website. So when you introduce somebody to My Advertising Pays, you will very soon see the affiliate sign-up button, and next to that you will see a new website, corporate advertising, and when the corporate advertising clicks that button, it will take him through to look at all the analytics. Now, can you imagine going into your local garage down the road, and our website will tell him how many Ford Focuses that you people want to buy next year? And not only that, it'll actually tell him where to place the advert, where you're looking to get that information. Yeah? There's many exciting things coming down the track, guys. And that's the building of My Advertising Pays. That's what My Advertising Pays was originally born to do. But you guys were so successful in the first 2 years, you burnt version 1 out, it had to die, and we put it to bed sometime. When was it now then? May? End of April? Yeah.
In the first vehicle.
It was like a patchwork quilt, wasn't it, when it finished?
Yeah, because everybody said you can't be real guys, it's April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Ever gonna come back for you, but we did.
Yeah. So, the really exciting news, guys, is everybody's very keen to meet this elusive Mr. Deese. Well, I can honestly tell you that this year you're going to meet him. He'll be coming over in December for the 3rd anniversary. Yeah. Well, the details have yet to be launched. Obviously, we haven't finalised everything, but what we can tell you is it's going to be a very, very, very exciting event. And please, get there. You're going to miss a treat if you don't. Thank you very much.
I know. Yeah.